Hey everyone, Siddharthan here. So, people keep saying AI is going to take away all our jobs. And honestly, that's half true. But what they forget is AI is also creating a ton of brand new jobs that never existed before. So, in this video, I'm going to explain all the major AI job roles in a super simple way, not in boring HR definitions, but in a way you will actually remember. And here's the plan. For each role, we will talk about three things: what they are responsible for, the skills they need, and the kind of projects they usually work on. Basically, by the end, you will know, okay, this job sounds cool for me, or nope, not touching that one at all. Let's get into it. Before we dive into the roles, a quick shameless plug. Yes, I know, here comes the promo part, but hear me out. I actually made something useful. I built a generative AI course on Udemy, and no, it's not one of those watch 40 hours of videos and forget everything by tomorrow kind of courses. This one's different. It's hands on. You will actually build chatbots, rack systems, and AI agents. You will learn how to deploy applications in the cloud because, hey, real jobs don't care if your model only runs on your laptop. And the best part, you get capstone projects, full end-to-end applications where you go from a simple code to deployed applications. So by the end, you can actually show something real, not just say I watched a YouTube video once. Anyway, links in the description. If you are serious about breaking into AI, check it out. If not, just keep watching and enjoy this video. Let's get started. Let's start with the ML engineer. Think of them as builders of AI. Their job is to take data, build models, and put them into production. So, what skills do they need? Well, Python is their daily bread. Then, libraries like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch. They also spend time cleaning messy data because, trust me, real world data looks nothing like those clean CSVs you see in tutorials. And for ML engineer, I'm also considering the roles of a deep learning engineer as well, because in India and even in other countries, the roles of a machine learning engineer and a deep learning engineer kind of overlap a lot. So let's consider both machine learning and deep learning when we talk about ML engineers. And what do they work on? Fraud detection in banks, recommendation systems in Netflix or Amazon, predicting customer churn for telecom companies, even fun stuff like face detection and object recognition. Now, I only have listed a few tools and use cases just to give you an idea. The full list is way longer, but let's be honest, you don't want me to sit here reading an entire tool catalog, right? Next up, the data scientists. If ML engineers are builders, data scientists are detectives. They are the ones asking what's really happening in this data. Responsibilities: they analyze, interpret, and make sense of huge datasets. They are the people who make graphs that actually mean something. Skills: Python, R, SQL, statistics, data visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI. Also, strong storytelling, because insights are useless if no one understands them. Use cases: tons. Forecasting how much ice creams will sell next summer, understanding customer behavior like why people stop using an app, optimizing marketing campaigns, healthcare predictions like which parents are at higher risk. Basically, they are the ones who turn data into this makes sense moments. Okay, and then we have MLOps engineer, the unsung hero. See, ML engineers love building models, data scientists love analyzing data, but someone has to make sure the models actually run 24/7 without crashing at 3 a.m. That's where MLOps comes in. They are responsible for automation, scaling, and monitoring AI systems. Think of them as the people who make sure your shiny AI models doesn't break the moment it meets real users. Skills: Docker and Kubernetes for containers, cloud services like AWS, GCP, Azure, CI/CD tools like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, monitoring with Prometheus, Grafana, MLflow, etc. Use cases: scaling Netflix recommendations to millions of users. It can be like automating retraining pipelines so fraud models always stay up to date, and keeping chatbots alive even when thousands of people spam them with I or to ask ChatGPT to generate cool images. Without MLOps, AI projects would just be cool demos that never work in production. Okay, now to the hottest role today, the generative AI engineer. These are the people building ChatGPT like applications. They work with large language models to create chatbots, co-pilots, and AI agents that feel, well, humanish. Skills: Prompt engineering. Yes, writing good prompt is a skill. Frameworks like LangChain and Llama Index, vector databases like Pinecone, FASS, Qdren for retrieval, and of course deployment, because a chatbot that only runs on your laptop isn't very useful, right? Use cases, they work on customer support bots, document summarizers, AI copilots for coding, RAG systems that combine company data with LLMs. This is exactly the stuff I teach in my course, by the way, because it's one of the most in demand job profiles right now. And then we have AI architect. So this is more of a senior level role. So later in your career, you can kind of target this. AI architects are more of strategists. If everyone else is busy coding and building, the AI architect is asking, wait, how do all these pieces actually fit together? Their job is to design end-to-end AI systems. They decide on the system design, cloud setup, APIs, and overall flow of the solution. They also talk to business leaders to make sure the project is solving the right problem. And talking about skills, system architecture, cloud platforms, microservices, API integrations, security, and a solid mix of both business and tech. And about use cases, designing AI systems for supply chain optimizations, planning enterprise-wide AI copilots across departments, choosing the right mix of cloud plus AI tools to build scalable solutions. So these are some of the use cases they work on. They are basically the ones making sure the project doesn't end up like, we built a cool model, but nobody needs it. And then we have AI research engineer. These are the explorers, the ones pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. While others apply existing methods, research engineers are busy inventing new ones. Skills, deep learning, reinforcement learning, advanced math, GPUs, CUDA programming, and yes, a lot of reading and writing research papers. Use cases, developing the next versions of GPTs, Llamas, and Geminis, reinforcement learning for robotics, drug discovery, cutting edge computer vision, etc. It's not an easy role, but if you love creating new knowledge rather than applying old, this is for you. Now, here's the fun part. These roles overlap a lot. Like ML engineers needs to know MLOps because your model isn't going to deploy itself. And then we have generative AI engineers who needs operational skills like DevOps skills, because scaling a chatbot is way harder than building it, and also how your LLM is going to handle large amount of requests. So a generative AI engineer would be better off knowing all these things. An MLOps engineer needs ML basics, otherwise they will be like, I'm deploying something but I don't know what it does. Usually MLOps engineers are the ones who are before ML engineers, I would say, but again it's better to have that good skill if someone is learning MLOps from a DevOps background. And then AI architect, they need to understand both business and tech, or else they will design something beautiful on paper that's impossible in reality. So whichever role you aim for, remember, you will always need something which is cross operational, and you have like basically cross skills. So here you go, the main AI jobs explained. Each role has its responsibilities, skills, real world use cases. Some are more hands-on, some are more strategic like a AI architect, and some are at the bleeding edge of research. Pick one that excites you, start learning the basics, and slowly branch out into cross skills as we have discussed. And if you want to start with the hands-on projects in generative AI, check out my Udemy course in the description. It will help you build real AI applications, not just theory. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which AI role do you see yourself in. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.